I can only imagine when that day comes, when I find myself standing in the sun. I can only imagine when all I will do is forever worship you. I can only imagine.
Hi, my name is Steven Sindoni. Thank you for tuning in to The Road Less Traveled. In this new series of videos, I will share with you my own personal truth. Through the years, I have been asked countless times, where do the ideas for the hundreds of movies that I create come from? Others have asked me, where do I find the information? Or another question I might be asked is, what is the secret? The answer to these questions was received by me in my early childhood. I don't think I was much older than 6 when I first got the answer. I remember watching a favorite TV program at the time, and the TV show ended and went right to a commercial. From an early age, I was amazed at the amount of people who would sit in front of a TV set in almost a trance-like state. They would listen to commercials that told them what toothpaste to buy, what cigarettes to smoke, or what cereal to eat. Seemed like there was a war going on for your mind. The negative chatter struck a chord within me. The outside world now had become confusing. It was then that I gained an insatiable desire to read books, many books, as many as I could get my hands on. I even created my own creed to live by. The creed was more like a nursery rhyme. If you can eliminate the negative chatter, you will get to the heart of the matter. I found myself reading many books on a great number of topics. I was able to expand my mind and go to places that I could only imagine. Books that I was to read mysteriously fell off shelves. From an early age, I began to question. I created the 5 W's: who, what, why, where, and when. I can remember purchasing a Webster's dictionary. I would look up the meanings of words and try to dissect the words to find a hidden secondary meaning within the word itself. And not long after, I came up with some very startling discoveries. To make my point here, I'll use an example. The word consent. So I'd like to take out my dictionary and write down its definition and share that with you. The definition of the word consent is to give approval. In the dictionary, I noticed many words that started with the prefix con. I then decided to look up the word con to get its definition. The definition of con is to commit to memory or to study or examine closely. I then went back and looked at the list of all the words that began with con. I then went back and looked up the definition for the word trick. The definition for the word tricked is to deceive by cunning or artifice. It was there that I learned some of the synonyms for that word, which were sucker, take in, or mislead. I was now having serious questions about what was written in the dictionaries. Just because it was printed did not make it so. It was this early renaissance of thinking that freed my mind from the shackles of servitude. It was then at that point that I realized the individuals responsible for creating the English language were trying to use words to con or coerce people into becoming sheeple. Thus, I always made it a point only to give my approval, but never to give my consent to anything, because I felt if I gave my consent, I would be conned and then sent somewhere that I didn't want to be. At an early age, I found myself at the crossroads of life. It was then that I knew I would take the road less traveled. As I speak my truth, I have come to the realization that this series will be one in which I will do more of an online video documentary on a regular basis. It is my hope that the insight I plan to provide and share with you will inspire you to listen more closely to the voice from within, to receive your own guidance as you take the journey through this most precious life. In the next episode, we will embark on the journey together. So for all of you who are making the choice to listen, get a good night's rest. We will begin the journey tomorrow. I'd like to thank everyone for watching The Road Less Traveled.
I can only imagine when all I will do is forever worship you. I can only imagine